Jon Jones through Instagram put out a piece. He put out a piece. It's him bench pressing. It's got all sorts of different quotes. Talked about his brain trauma, can't handle alcohol, gonna leave it in his past. What the devil means for bad, God means for good. Make this experience the best of my lifetime. It was these types of things. Now, you have to understand this is PR, nothing more. Just by example, Jon Jones would not know how to edit a video, upload a video, or put titles on a video. No problem. Somebody did it for Jon. And you can always have people speak for you. You're going to be responsible for the stupid things that they say. I also made a phone call in that video that you saw of Jon working out. That was an old video. Jon did not fly home and get right back in the gym. It was an old video. Somebody made this, thought it was a good thing, has the accounts to his Twitter, and he stuck it out. Now, he's only got 3 options. Okay? You can bury your head in the sand. Do absolutely nothing. Keep your mouth shut. You got a legal process. You can bury your head in the sand. You can change the topic, or you can apologize. Now, of those 3, Jon is never going to admit fault or say he's sorry, and potentially doesn't even know how to say that. So he has now blamed the deity on his actions. He actually blamed the devil for his behavior. Never said that he was sorry. Back in the gym working on himself. Going to make this the greatest thing that's ever happened in his life. When you get knocked off a horse, you get right back on it. These things would be good and meaningful perspectives had Jon been knocked off a horse. He is not accused of being fallen off a horse. He is accused of coming into a room at 5 a.m. and beating the hell out of a woman in front of her children. That's what he's being accused of. And if he's saying that it could be bad, but he's going to make it into a positive, that's an admission of guilt. That is not saying, whoa, hey, let the story play out just a second here. It's saying something negative happened and I'm going to turn it into a positive. The only negative that he's accused of is beating up a woman in front of her kids at 5 a.m. while shit-faced. It's tough. So somebody else makes a video, captions the video, gets Jon's approval, and uploads it as though it's Jon doing a current workout. That in of itself is weird. You guys remember when Jon did the fake tape during the riots? You guys remember that? 2 stories that come out in the same weekend. Chuck Liddell in his hometown on the streets that were flooded with bad doers. And Chuck telling them, guys, this is our town. Don't hurt it. Think twice. Go home. Organically being picked up by a news crew who happened to realize we just got footage of somebody doing something very positive who was well known. We're going to put this out on our channels. The same weekend, Jon Jones on Jon's channels, known as Instagram, put out a video of him doing the same thing. Of him going down, explaining his love for the silver city of Albuquerque and stopping vandals from doing bad. But Jon put it out, which means Jon had it, which means Jon filmed it, which means it's fake. Do you see the difference? Jon put it out, which means it was staged. He fainted that he was a hero for the streets of Albuquerque. It's weird. Now he's got an old training video that while he is coming out of detention and on an airplane back home because Nevada doesn't want him in the state, pretends that he was in the gym doing bench press with some goofy thing in the middle of it and captions it that he's going to turn this negative into a positive. No apology for anybody. Full about himself, and somewhere along the way hanging his hat on the argument of brain trauma, which is the second time he's turned to that. The first time Jon pulled brain trauma out is after he was suspected of firing a gun in public, caught drinking and driving, hiding the bottle, all on cam, was asked to do a sobriety test and informed the officers the reason he couldn't walk heel to toe or recite the alphabet in a meaningfully correct order, is because he was a professional fighter. He had been hit in the head and he has brain trauma. What point do we listen to him? I will tell you, Wanderlei Silva's career ended because Wanderlei came out and told the world that he had brain trauma. It ended. There was no proof of it. There was no, hey, was he working? Was he excuse making? Was he trying to bring awareness? It was just flat out, I have to take you at your word. Here's what you said. I can't bring you back to my promotion. Very tough. But you take a guy at his word. Jon, sober, of sound state of mind, for the second time, is claiming he has brain trauma. What do you do? What do you do? I don't want to make that decision. But I also don't want to make the decision, is this what he's using for an excuse, or is he relaying something to us? And I'll tell you, there's a ringside doctor, Dr. Abbasi, who can tell us, first off, the signs to look for. Secondly, as a commissioned doctor, when you have an athlete who has come out and said, I have trauma of the brain, do you allow him to fight? I'm setting the stage for you. I'm not answering the question, but Dr. Abbasi will.